Get ready. Get set. And hold on! You're in for one heck of a ride. Good morning! Welcome to the Mouth of Matuszak show for this Freedom Friday, September 26th, 2014. And I'm your host, Paul-Gregory Matuszak, here with you again this morning for the better part of the next hour. Or if you're listening to the podcast, it might not be this morning. It might be, it might be morning for you. But right now, it is currently morning for me. My coffee's been good. Things have been going great. It's been a pretty eventful week. So many things I've actually had to try to pare back on what I was discussing. But as we get you ready for the things we're going to discuss this week, and of course, some of you can guess what one of the bigger topics of discussion is going to be. In fact, I kind of put it out there for people to call in. So if you want to talk about your favorite Eric Holder moment from sometime in the past 5.5 years, go ahead and give a call in. It's 520-226-8567, or go ahead, if you're listening to the podcast, and leave comments with your favorite Eric Holder moment. And a little bit later in the show, I will give you another place that is looking for your favorite Eric Holder moments to add to a compilation that they've already started. And that includes a meme or two done up by yours truly. But without further ado, it is Freedom Friday, and what would Freedom Friday be without a little bit of Powdered Zombies? And that's, of course, Chris Lash and Stephen Crowder and Mr. America.
Mr. America, look what you've done.
Yeah, looking at the country is not what I intended. Gotta start to make a change before the never-ending story of a failed nation runs straight out of luck. Like $1 million movies, you suck. All you little have life is still selfish and want more voting in your self-interest now instead of the core principles that made this country both honest and true. Free to speak, worship, pursuit of your happiness too. With all the money you fly, you gon' be needing a big freeze. Hate the size of the Fed like Jesus hated the fig tree. As the spending goes up, you gotta borrow some more. Borrowing from the Chinese like, oh my lord. Instead you just tax more, you're increasing the size of the federal government. Yeah, the Georgia surprise, you'll be done like Detroit. Man, no, you ain't coming back. Forget it, I'm out, I'm muzzle loading.
Mr. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away. You pick up pieces up and face the problems, you'll be great again. I got tired of rolling over in my grave every day, making a monarchy of my beloved U.S. of A. You little glitches need reminding of what we were before, and the sits that led us up to revolutionary war. High taxes to the throne without a voice of our own. Rule top down from the crime we wanted left alone. Oh, y'all so soft, you're taking it year after year. We were fighting red coats while we're brewing our beer. Now I'm drinking, spitting ciphers through a grill made of wood. That's how it all went down in G-Dub's neighborhood. Packing cabin balls like powder hammers with cock, lock, click, clack. The loss of backs like the attack class like that. The chicken littles who don't know me, listen, don't let it twist. We kick the A's of the B's for much less than this. So don't deny the historical climbing out of the mud. Follow me, believe this creed, plant the seeds and be free. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away. You pick up pieces up and face the problems, you'll be great again.
On the woman at 85 when it's really at 12. Hear me, classes in session, you can't be saved by the bell. What happens when you keep printing more dough? Both parties have gone green like their name was Al Gore. Yeah, but right now you're high. Hey, ain't you big hitter? But now I'm back from from the dead. I'm bringing back all my knickers. What, knickers? No, it's okay. I can say knickers because I wear knickers. Man, you think I say that? What's wrong with you? I'm just talking about my show back then. I rock with my shoe. But let's go back to the first point I was trying to make. The degradation of our freedoms and a country at stake. The government's getting grand while private sector grows smaller. Pour one out for your homies, cause here comes the cold water. Unemployment still rising, a desk growing still. The only change you're gonna get is being left with the bill.
Mr. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away. You pick up pieces up and face the problems. You'll be great again. Mr. America. Whoa, whoa. Mr. America. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. How about that? Hey folks, it's Friday. So for those of you who may not be or maybe a little bit less familiar with the show, I usually say a little something on Friday. It usually sounds about the same, almost like I'm a broken record. But that's because it's so true, and there's so many people that really need to work on it. And the more you look at the truth, the more the veil of delusion and illusion falls down, and you start to embrace the truth. And this is one of those good truths, not one of those scary, we need to hide from reality and be forced to face it type truths. This is one of those good truths. And that is, within our country, we embrace the right that every human being on the face of the planet has, as given from our Creator, to what in the Declaration of Independence is referred to as the pursuit of happiness. And a lot of people have sat there and tried to discuss what that means to them and what those words actually mean. And they come from a philosopher by the name of John Locke, who originally called that property. Well, the thing is, our founders recognized that property didn't have to be real estate or a physical item that you can hold in your hands or what have you. It doesn't just mean like your television set and your DVDs or Blu-ray player or what have you. It also includes the ideas that are in your head, the designs for something new and better, even if it hasn't been completely gone into production yet for sale. But you have those designs in your head or even scratched it down. That's where the idea of patents come from. And free ideas that you write and then you, of course, then copyright. And copyright ownership can transfer, but authorship does not. You still have to cite authorship. And even in academia, they have some pretty strict punishments for plagiarism if you steal somebody else's authorship without properly citing them. Now, there are very few legal repercussions when you do that unless the author is also the copyright holder. But we're not going to get into all that. But it's the fact that you can own property that is not necessarily physical. It includes your own ideas, your own thoughts, your own creations, your own time and efforts that you put into something, your own blood, sweat, and tears, heart, and soul, so to speak. And that's sort of what the pursuit of happiness means. Thing is, you own those things, that means you can also trade them. And in our country, we have a medium of trade called currency, called the U.S. dollar. And that's to make the whole barter system work a heck of a lot better. You have a medium of trade rather than having to trade 2 chickens for 16 ears of corn in order to trade that for 2 watermelons, in order to trade that for a tank of gas for your car. Instead, you just sell the 2 chickens, take the proceeds from the sale, and then go and spend that on the gasoline. You have that medium of trade. So you're able to trade your goods and services, your efforts, your ideas, your time, your blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul, your skills, whatever you have that you can offer on the free market to sell of your own free will. You can then trade those for that medium of exchange, which you can then use in order to purchase other goods and services that other people have produced and provided. And that can even include things for recreation, entertainment, your own property that you can, your own real estate that is, that you can enjoy, some peace and quiet and relaxation on the weekends or what have you. So that pursuit of happiness means the ability to earn things and then enjoy what you've earned. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to like what you do for a living. It means you have the right to work for a living so that you can enjoy the fruits of those labors. That's what the pursuit of happiness means. It also means, the fruit of those labors. That means that in your spare time, as a hobby, you like to write songs. You write that song. That song is yours. If you want to sell it, you can. If somebody actually wants to pay for it, they can. Whatever the fair market value is, but it's yours, right? If you just like sitting there and playing it for your loved ones in the privacy of your own backyard or inside your home, you are free to do that. That is what the pursuit of happiness is all about, folks. So, with all that in mind, this is Friday. That means you need to tighten up those labors. You need to tie all those loose ends and make sure that all your efforts and hard work from the previous days of the week are all looped into a nice one package and all completed and all ready to go. So, when it's time to get off work, you are free to enjoy your weekend, to enjoy that happiness or that recreation or those fruits of those labors that you have pursued, that you have worked so hard for this week. So, with that in mind, folks, as you get ready for your work day, or if you're already there and listening to the show, or if you've already completed it, good job, great way to do things in the week, and great attitude to have. If you don't like what you do for a living, at least like the possibilities that it affords you. Even if those possibilities are just affording the rent for the roof that's over your head, it's better than sleeping in a leaky tent. If you even have a tent, there are people out there who don't even have that for one reason or another. So, there's my normal Freedom Friday. Embrace your freedoms. We've worked hard for them. Freedom is not free. Kind of talk. So, without further ado, let's look and cast some sunlight on things going on in our nation's capital and how it's kind of spilling over.
You don't have a right to know everything in a separation of powers government, my friend. That is the difference between a parliamentary government and a separation of powers government.
And I guarantee nobody agrees more with Representative Norton there than our own Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General, the head of the Department of Justice, good old Eric Holder. And Eric Holder is, yesterday he officially announced his resignation. Of course, he's going to stay on the job until his successor is nominated and makes it through the confirmation process, which could take quite a long time, folks. But that's his current plans. As far as exactly when that's going to be, there is no timeline. He just says as soon as they find somebody, I'm out of here. Hey, we have a call coming in. Good morning. You are on the Mouth of Matuszak show.
Hello.
Hey, is this Liz?
Yes, it is.
Hey, awesome. I was just about to start talking about your story. Because I was just finishing up the official news about good old Eric Holder. So, how are you doing this morning, Liz?
Still trying to wake up. Not enough coffee.
I'm on cup number 2, which is about where I normally am when I start the show. So I'm an early riser. I've got to get my family up and out the door for work and school and all that stuff. So I've been up since about 4.
Ouch. I thought 7 was bad.
Yeah, that's my normal day. Anyway, for those who don't know, Liz, otherwise known as Goldwater Gal over on Twitter, and she runs Goldwater Gal Media. And she writes for several outlets, to include BuzzPo, where I also write. And she did up a little retrospective of kind of Eric Holder's greatest hits yesterday and in a video. So, and I watched it. It was awesome, Liz. So, unfortunately, I can't play audio for it on the air because it's got to be read.
Right.
So, where'd you come up with all those great things?
Honestly, I just went and picked up the greatest hits on Google. I just went and said Eric Holder meme, and it just totally spewed, well, way too many pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. So what was your favorite Eric Holder moment?
I was close with it was close. Up between the Daily Caller thing and the Louis Gohmert, where he was saying, you better not go there, you know.
Yeah, he was saying better not go there, and Louis Gohmert was like, I don't want to cast any or what is it?
Cast dispersions.
Dispersions on your asparagus. That's right.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, the day after that, I was in a press conference with Louis Gohmert, and that was the big question everybody was trying to ask him about was, what did you mean with that, and where's the history? And he had something else he wanted to talk about, and the poor guy just couldn't get it out.
Right.
And then,
yeah,
I mean, we have... Go ahead.
No, it's just a huge mess on top of, you know, insanity as far as Eric Holder is concerned, and I'm just wondering if, well, there are two ways that this is going. One, he's going to be exiled like Rahm Emanuel. Or two, they're grooming him for bigger things, whatever that may be.
Yeah, it'll go one way or the other. I kind of can see this. I've heard the rumors out there, and that is Ruth Ginsberg is looking to retire, possibly. She's 81 years old. She does not want to be replaced by a conservative, so it's pretty much coming down to a now or never for her to retire. And if she's going to have any hopes of being replaced by a fellow progressive, it would be now. So a lot of people are saying that is maybe where Holder is going. What do you think about that?
The concept terrifies me. Putting him on the Supreme Court bench is just absolutely, and honestly, I'm not even sure that he could get the support necessary. I really am not sure of that, because by the end of over the past couple months, it has been a situation where he has not only ticked off the Republicans, but he's also ticked off a fair number of Democrats on the Hill.
Including ones that were on his side.
Yeah, these were people who were on his side, and then all of the really, truly ugly stuff started coming out from the IRS. And then you had individuals who are arguably, you know, nowhere near being political in all of this. Notably, the gentleman, and I can't think of his name now, and I feel guilty, but I have to look at BuzzPo and see who he is. But I wrote about him on BuzzPo when we were talking about the First Amendment infringement on students. He wrote a book on it.
Right.
And these are the kind of people that have been going to the Democrats. He is a liberal, but he's called in many times on conservative issues because he's smart enough to realize that the First Amendment counts regardless of your political leanings, and it deserves to be protected. So he's an atheist liberal who is out there fighting for the rights of Christian students to have Christian organizations on campus and not be silenced by the administration and not be thrown out simply because of their beliefs. this sort of thing.